Maseches Nazir Daf Mem. The Gemara says that the stira of a giluach on a Nazir, his only soiser when he's megaleach roiv roishay betar. The Rishonim ask that the Gemara over here is a stira to the Gemara before Daf Lametes that's mavur even without a tar, as long as there was a giluach. And the Cyrus don't have K'dei Lochav Rosh the Ikram, it's considered a stira. And why does the Gemara over here say specifically when the Giluach was with the tar? In the Rosh, and the Shittim Bet says before in the Flamates, and in Teisei Rosh that says the answer to this kasha is that when there's a Giluach, B'roiv Roshoi, it's only a stira. When it's betar, however, the Gemara before on Daf Lametes is referring to a giluach on kol roishai. So a giluach of kol roishai, even when it's not ke'ein tar, as long as there was a giluach that the hairs that are left are not k'dei loch of roishai the ikram, that's enough to be considered a stira. Ein the Keren Oyer, the ass on the Rosh, the one you say. Rubik kula, if it's a stira when there's kula, is who when there's a roiv also should be considered a stira even without ke'ein tar. So the beer in the Rosh is I found this mahalach in the Shurim or Rav David Soloveitchik Zechron on Daf Lametes. There's mavur in this Rosh that there's two independent halachas in the din stira begiluach of a nazir. There's one halacha that the ma'ase giluach is soiser, and there's another halacha that is not Cyrus, and the fact that this poka Cyrus of that when there's gadol bekdushas nazirus, that itself is a stira. So therefore, when there's a ma'ase giluach with a tar or ke'ein tar, that's a ma'ase giluach, that's a stira, and that's even when there's a ma'ase giluach on raif sayroi. Also, it's considered a stira mitzad halacha rubik akulu. The ma'ase giluach is soiser when it's b'roiv roishay. And there's another halacha that by the fact is missing Cyrus, that when there's gadol b'kedushas nazir, that itself is considered a stira, and even if it wasn't a ma'ase giluch with a tar, that itself, that there's no Cyrus, that k'dei lochav roishay ruboy is a stira. And since the stira is by the fact there's no Cyrus, so if you have a miyat of roishay, that which is enough to mekayim the mitzvahs of a nazir, it wouldn't be considered a stira. And dafka, when it's bechol roishay, there's a stira with the fact that you don't have Cyrus k'dei lochav roishay the ikra v'ayin shamoit. Moving further on, I the Biskrov in Sefer that proves that there's two independent halachas. Legabi the halacha of taglachas of a nazir, one halacha that you need a ma'ase giluach, and another halacha that's specifically betar, and he proves this yisoid from the Gemara over here, that the Gemara asks, and the kulam, it's not hosom shloishim galchim v'taglachta mitzvah nozim mitzayro and leviim and kulam shegilchu shloi betar le'osiv le'klum. And the Gemara asks pshita, and the Gemara says you might think that the mitzvah is avurei sar, and even with soch nosha it's niskayim that l'maisa there is no Cyrus kamash malona. And the Gemara speaks out further the kulam shegilchu shloi betar Bishlam Gabi Nazir. So the Biskrov says you see clearly from the Gemara that there's two independent discussions. There's one halacha that you need a giluach, and that the Gemara spoke out that it's a chiddush you need a ma'ase giluach, and soch nosha is not niskayim. And then there's another discussion that it can't be niskayim with a tar. Ein Shom, he says the Machtoli, the Machlokas, Meforish, and Toises, and according to Meforish, it's Mavur like this Yisoid V'ayin Shom. Moving further on, the more it discusses how to learn out, the Kiluch is Dafke B'tar, and the more it discusses that you can't learn out Nazir and Leviim from Mitzor, because Mitzor is different, because Nazir and Leviim ain't Karbonei Bedalis. Ein the Sivis HaKodesh that asked that's mashma over here that there's a cooler by the fact that Mitzvah is Kaboni Bedalis, and he asked that Shver from the Mishnah in Menachos that says Echad Hamar Echad Hamamit Ul Bilvad Shechav and Libel Shemayim. So you see that's not a cooler by the fact that Mitzvah could bring a Korban Bedalis, because a Korban Bedalis is the same as a Korban Ba'asher. And Bemis it's Tzorachin, because the Gemara says clearly in Shabbos Taf Kuf Lamed Beis, that's a cool Chas Rachmana Huda Well Avir Bedalis. You see, it's a cool. So the answer to the Sivis HaKodesh's Kash is according to its Mavur. In the Chasam Sofer in Shabbos Taf Kuf Lamed Beis, we mentioned the Shurim in Shabbos Kuf Lamed Beis on the El Daf Chavov that says there's two independent halachas, and the halacha of Oil V'Yored, and specifically by Mechusri Kaporo, that the korban's not coming lechaper, rather the korban's coming letaher. It's considered a kula. On that the Mitzvah only could bring bedalis, because since the korban is a tyro and like a mikvah, so therefore it doesn't make a difference if you're only a osher, and nevertheless there's a cool Olavia Bedalis, and that's understanding in the Gemara and Shabbos over here. That's a specific kula by Mitzvah Olavia Bedalis. Moving further on, the Gemara learns out from the pasuk of Ziknoi that a Mitzvah that's a kohen, even though he has an assay and a say not to cut his Zokin, nevertheless the mitzvah of Giluach of Mitzvah is doich the lav and assay of a kohen. Einem in Cheschinach, Chasam Sofer, and many other achroinim that ask that's tzorich in Godon on the Giluach of Mitzvah. How could it be doicha the lav of a kohen? It's not beidna. That means that the kiyum of the mitzvah of Mitzvah, specifically when you megalech all of the cyrus, and at the beginning when you start cutting the cyrus, you have a loisase and you don't have an assay, and therefore the mitzvah assay is not beidna. They be doicha the lav, and b'chagavna doesn't pass the halacha of esse doicha loisase. The Minchas Chinuch and Kveger brought in Chuvas Chasam Sofer answer this kasha according to tremendous chiddush that's mavur in Piskei Tosis in Zvachim, that says that when it's efshe binyan acher, then it passes esse doicha loisase, even when it's not beidna. Tosis is discussing esse doicha loisase when you break a bone, shviras etzem, which is a loisase to mekayim the mitzvah of achilas korban pesach, and it's not beidna because you over and the lav before you mekayim the assay. Nevertheless, Piskei Tosis says that since it's efshe binyan acher, and the only way to be doicha the lav is with assay that's afterwards, and it can't be at the same time. B'chagavna, you say esse doicha loisase even when it's not beidna. So the Minchas Chinuch and Kveger say that over here also, since at the beginning of the Giluach, there's no mitzvah, you're not mekayim the mitzvah, but it's impossible to mekayim the mitzvah with shaving your entire hair unless you start shaving the hair. So therefore, it's efshe binyan achem b'chagavna, it passes esse doicha loisase even when it's not beidna. Ein Chasam Sofer the ass, it's possible to start cutting the hair without a razor. Malakit v'hitni and over on the lav. B'chonon Kovitz Oris says a different teretz to answer this kasha. He says, although the kiyum mitzvah of the Giluach of Sar Roisha is specifically when you megaleach all the hairs, nevertheless, the beginning of Giluach is a chelik of the Maisa mitzvah, and the Maisa mitzvah, even without a kiyum mitzvah, is enough to be doicha, and it's considered beidna. Now I know that it says similar to Rabbi Chanan in Shtelzu, the Ran, B'Metzia Daf Lamed, that says that when you go into Beis HaKvoros to pick up a Metzia, even though you're not mekayim the mitzvah of Hashavas Aved until you return to the Bailim, nevertheless it's considered beidna with the lav to mitham in the Beis HaKvoros, because the picking up is like a hechsher mitzvah, it's part of the mitzvah. So you see, even though you weren't mekayim the mitzvah, it was a hechsher mitzvah, it's enough to be doicha the loisase. So over here also, the beginning of the Giluach of Saroisha, it's legod and a hechsher mitzvah, so therefore it's doicha. And according to Bechon, it's a Maisa mitzvah, and therefore it's doicha. Ein Orchel Ner, the ass on this mahalach, the Tosis and Psochim And it get in Babasha, ask a kasha, bechatzi evet, bechatzi ben chayrin. That the Gemara says that the mitzvah of pruvo should be deicha the issa to marry a shifcha, and Taisis asks it's not beidna because the mitzvah of pruvo is only at the time of Gemar Bia. However, the issa bia is by tchilas bia, so it's not beidna. So you see, even though it's a hechsher and it's efsher binyan acher, nevertheless Taisis holds that's not considered beidna. So chayesh the chalik that by mitzayra, a chelik of the mitzvah is the beginning of the geluach, although you only mekayim when you finish the entire head. Nevertheless, the aschala of the ma'aseh is the beginning of the ma'aseh geluach. So therefore, could be doicha. I mean, it's totally in the machlekes. We spoke out in Shum and Tainus. The gather of the mitzvah pruvu is the mitzvah pruvu. The ma'aseh biur, the hilodas habonim. So if it's the ma'aseh biur, yeshlodin, even the tchilas biur is a chelik of the ma'aseh of the gemar biur. But nevertheless, you could say it's considered like two different ma'asim. Ayin oid, the Sefer Neza Avram from Avram Kronschlita in Waterbury, Connecticut, a beautiful Sefer that I found that his Meirich and the Shailas, and he brings from the Meir the Olam that says that Taisim Psochim and Babas is not a raya, not like the Piskei Toisis, because the Piskei Toisis is referring to Stavke Shvias Etzem, that the whole mitzvah Shvias Etzem is impossible without being Deicha the Lav. That means the only way to eat the meat that's in the Etzem is with Chias Halav. However, the mitzvah of Pruvu is Efsher B'inyan Ach, it's possible to do B'oifen HaMutter, Ayin Sham Oid,